This week on the Spike and Jones podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spike and Jones podcast. This week on the show, Spike and I go back to talking about absolutely nothing of value, nothing of importance, just nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Spike and Jones.
Yesterday, there was a study of the 10 greatest metal albums of all time.
Yeah?
Not much metal on it.
No, it's probably hard rock at best.
It's Sabbath.
Okay.
You know, a couple Sabbaths.
Right.
Which I guess, that was metal before people got better at metal.
I guess.
There was a Slayer album. There was a Metallica. There was a Motorhead on there.
Well, they're all different. They're variations on sort of the metal genre, but all of them would really probably be seen as just hard rock.
I would think so too.
I mean, to me, metal has evolved into such a very clear category, and not necessarily Cookie Monster vocals,
Right.
but extremely aggressive, extremely intense.
Yes.
And certainly modern metal is that's all it is. There's no such thing as like a
melodic.
Yeah, melodic. It's just chunk.
Yeah.
And
too many notes.
Yeah, lots of notes, lots of grime. I think it's basically the idea. That's a good point. It's basically the idea that a classical musician, basically a classical musician from, say, the 1700s was, in a sense, like the modern day metal musician. There's these guys with tons of chops, right?
Yeah.
Big skill set, lots of notes, right? Not necessarily, and granted, there's obviously a ton of melody in there, but not necessarily. You had Stravinsky and Prokofiev, who were really, really pushing the boundaries of.
So you're saying if Slipknot was played on a harpsichord, it might get more respect.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
there's a great swing trio in Las Vegas called Richard Cheese.
I know Dick Cheese.
Yeah, are you familiar with?
Yes, I knew him before he was Dick Cheese.
Yeah. I don't remember what the name of the band is now, but Aperitif for Destruction.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I love that stuff.
I remember him when he started that shtick.
Yeah. And People Equal Shit is one of the songs they did.
Yeah.
People equal shit. Yeah. All right, give it to some of the swing bag. So good. So we just ate lunch last week. We didn't actually record.
Right.
We didn't have time.
You feeling better yet?
Sure. Well, everybody I know
we had pho.
We did.
As in, what the pho am I eating?
Yeah.
What the pho is in this?
Yeah, it was good.
It was really good. Great
really
place. Right down the street from our store.
Yeah.
Our little shop of music.
Shop of horrors.
Yep. Horrors.
But hay fever set in with my family big time.
Really?
Oh, geez, dude. And I mean, not me. I'm one of those guys. I just don't really have an allergic reaction to much. Yeah. I mean, if I mow a lawn, I get a little stuffy. But past that, no. But my family is lambasted. I mean, especially my wife. My poor wife. She didn't want to sleep in the bed with me last night because she was worried about keeping me awake. And maybe she didn't have fever.
With her snot?
Oh, yeah, she was concerned she actually had a fever, like a real, right? And she didn't want to get me sick. And so she slept on the couch, and this morning I go out there, and she's already awake. And I mean, this is 5:45 in the morning. She's already sitting up in the couch, and I go, "Are you okay?" And she's like, And I go, "Did you sleep?" She's not really. So I go work out. I come back around, 6:45, and she is laying on the couch. One of my boys has gotten up and is laying next to her, and they're both laying there in bed with a toilet tissue piece up their nose.
Sorry.
Like they just.
I don't mean to laugh at the misery,
but the sopping of the noses. Yeah. So
snot bubbles.
So the Jones family's a little under the weather.
A little snot bubbles.
Yeah. How about you guys?
Never had them, never will.
Yeah.
I say that and I knock wood.
I claim victory in Jesus' name. I am the chosen one.
Yes. My poor wife, my poor daughter.
Really?
Both of them, yeah. Hey, Fever City.
Maybe it's just women are weak.
No, well, there's that, but I think there might be something else. The wettest winter, now that we've got summer and it's hot and heat and it's going to explode.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we kind of dodged a hay fever bullet this spring.
Kind of.
Because it kept getting wet and it never really took off, never really bloomed.
Yeah, but
there
Jesus,
was and now it's freaking brutal. There was a period we didn't get like It's not like the sun just came out after 8 months. There was a period a month ago that we got a nice little kiss of warm weather.
It's true.
Then it went back into the cloud cover for another month, and now we're back. So everybody kind of got hit with a fever then, and now they're just getting pummeled.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to my
wife.
family.
Is just brutal. And we live next to a little park, some trees and evergreens and lots of grass. So, at the end of a cul-de-sac in a house surrounded by trees. So she just, I'm unable to leave the house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
Again, never had it, never will. Fuck you, I win. Wah, wah.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I was out working out this morning. There's no issues. No, none at all. Not at all. But yeah, I mean, it's like not even Scotch broom. It's like Scotch shovel. It's just pure unadulterated explosion of weeds and bushes all around the yard.
Is it Scotch broom or Scotch bloom? I never knew.
I always heard it was broom.
I always thought it was bloom. I could be wrong.
Well, let's do like
what
we always do.
If only there was some little machine you could type into and get all the answers in the world. All the answers.
So how's the dog while I'm looking up Scotch broom?
She had a little child. God love her, man. I was so scared this morning.
Yeah.
She's a chewer and a digger, and that's okay. Nothing in the house yet. She hasn't chewed up anything in the house.
Okay.
But she's got, her little plush toys. She just annihilates.
Yeah.
Annihilates the plush toys. Oh. And I walk out the house this morning, and she got a hold of a lamp. Like a tiki lamp.
Okay.
And she chewed on the cord.
Party.
Well, that's
actually not funny.
That's some toxic shit in there.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and she had chewed it and pulled the cord out of the tiki lamp. And I was like, oh, fuck. I look over, and she's eating grass.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, boy. So I take her for a long walk this morning, and she just had, poor thing, just had the trots. So I'm hoping she's going to be okay. I hope it's not something bigger. I hope it's not going to have a effect on her.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a tiki lamp that had been wintered, so it was dry.
Okay.
It wasn't full of fluid. She didn't get, mouths full of kerosene or whatever's in that shit.
Yeah.
It was a dried out wick from something that had been used since last year, but it still had fume on it. Still had remnant on it.
Yeah. I mean, you drink a glass full of water that has a little bit of soap residue. It's going to mess you up.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy how that works.
She's good. She's happy. God love her. She's the last few days have been long days for me.
Why so?
Just coming into work. We rehearsed this week. The band rehearsed this week, getting ready for summer. One of our players is going to be out of town for a couple of our gigs, and it's our bass player Lynn, and he's got a big gig down in L.A. He's going to be a part of this summer. We're not sure exactly how many dates we're going to miss him, but we got a really busy summer booked.
Can you tell us what gig, or is this?
It's called Heaven and Earth.
Okay.
It's they've recorded, they've toured, and it's somebody's pet project, and they're brilliant players. So Lynn's down there rehearsing with them and got some gigs booked. We're not sure exactly how many, 2, 3, 4 gigs we might miss them this summer of our 12, 15 gigs we got planned this summer. Yeah. So it's not devastating, but we got to get a new bass player up to speed, which isn't hard in this town because we got some brilliant talent.
Yeah.
Evan Sheely of Q5 is going to play with us.
Oh, really?
He's played with us in the past.
That's cool.
So he was at rehearsal these last couple days. So those make for long days. And then last night my kid had her first swim meet of the year. And it was a road meet, which means we had to go to a different pool. And I went from, morning chores and business office details to band rehearsal to air shift to swim meet. And the swim meet was at the littlest club that we take on. They've got a 4-lane pool. That might not seem like a big deal, but when you've got a 6-lane pool, you can do more swimmers, obviously.
Yeah.
With a 4-lane pool, every event has 3 heats, 4 heats, 5 heats. We were there from 6 to 10:15 last night at the pool. And I got home just like,
Yeah.
I had a wall at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Because beautiful sunset. The beach and the club was right on the lake, Lake Washington, and there's watching the sunset on Rainier, and it was all purple. I mean, it was just gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Sailboats, seaplanes. I mean, heaven. It was heaven.
Right.
But at 9 o'clock, I was fucking done with heaven, man. I was ready to go home. And
I was done with heaven.
I was done with heaven. And we stayed out till 10:15, got home at 10:30. got the kid showered because she'd been in chlorine for 4 hours, and finally got her fed. And then looked at the lovely bride and said, I'm just done. I got to go to bed. And what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. I'm just tired, And today I get to do the show and then ride to Eastern Washington to play tonight. So
where are you guys? Is it
the spring opener? They bait spring opener every year.
Okay.
It's in Easton this year, just like last year.
Okay.
At a campground. So I'm looking forward to it. It's not like it's an unpleasant gig.
No.
It's just been a long week.
Yeah.
I'm just chugged out, as you can tell from my blah. That's
Your
why
demeanor.
That's why I was getting into the Joe's Garage had me going pretty good.
Oh.
But every time I slow down, my life catches up to me.
Okay. So we don't have a topic today. We didn't discuss anything. We just literally just showed up. It's like hey listeners, nothing to talk about.
Suck. What's that thing you love that everybody hates?
What's that thing I love?
Yeah.
Or is this a reference to something in the past?
No. What's that thing you love that everybody hates? Because I love,
I
love little baby ducks, old pickup trucks, Sunday school in May in the hay. And I love you too.
Is this song lyric day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tom T. Hall, man.
I don't know any lyrics, man.
No, you know every lyric.
I know the Pina Colada song lyrics.
Damn. Well, just let's shake your head until it falls out, because that's, if you can only know one song, that's not it.
That's pretty much. It's close. It's
that song. That song kind of changed my life.
The Pina
and I'll tell you why.
It's a great song.
No, it's not. It's a shit show. It's a fine song.
Yeah. 70s is awesome.
When we left the mighty KZOK as the Bob Rivers show and went over to KJR, and it was Oldies 95.7, and we're like, what the fuck are you doing? Mm-hmm. And we're a morning show that came from first album rock and then classic rock for 20 some years.
Right.
And then we go to Oldies 95.7.
Yeah. Just followed you.
And they're playing the fucking Pina Colada song, like on the station.
Yeah.
And the station just tanked. I mean, just tanked. Because we're playing, no music in the mornings, and we come out, strong. We got a big audience.
Yeah.
But after a while, it just, diminished. We're just driving people away. You got to turn the transmitter off at 10:01.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It's all Bob Rivers' fault.
Well,
your show.
Yeah.
I should say.
Well, no, I mean the music we played, our audience just went away and left at 10 o'clock.
Oh, your audience.
Yeah, I mean we had good morning numbers.
Gotcha.
And then at 10:01, they could just turn off the transmitters.
Yeah.
And the fucking Pina Colada song.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're trying to play like the best mix of the 70s, 80s, and today.
So it's not KJR anymore. It's the Jet now.
That's how bad it was. They actually killed the letters KJR.
Wow.
That's how bad it was. I mean, iconic.
Yeah.
Old school
letters,
KJR
man.
Seattle.
Yep.
I mean, there's not, heritage. Talking about fucking heritage.
Yeah.
And they killed it. And they're doing fine. The Jet's doing okay. It's found its little audience, and they're doing pretty good. So can't bitch at them. But
it's little audience.
Well, it's
emphasis on little audience.
It's not. No, they're doing okay. They're they got months where they do better than we do. They're right there in the thick of things. You know. But
those are big numbers, 95.7.
They are, and the problem is
they've got really, really powerful signal too.
And the problem is it's being run from 1,000, 3,000 miles away.
Oh, really?
Oh, fuck yeah! All the decisions are made.
Oh, they're an iHeart radio station.
Oh yeah, I hate radio.
Yeah,
all the decisions are made in a tower, thousands and thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
So it meant nothing to them to kill the call letters KJR.
But isn't the same at CBS? I mean, really, isn't it?
It is. It is. We are owned by CBS. We're also owned by the lidless eye of CBS.
Okay.
The Dark Lord, the lidless eye, far away in the dark tower. He looks like the Emperor from Star Wars.
Yes.
But he's married to a younger woman because he's rich. Oh, Sumner, hail thee.
Yeah.
You didn't hear this. Is this going to be on part of the?
No.
It's okay. No, you can't give a fuck.
They don't know this podcast exists. They'd have fired you a long time.
I know. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, we are, but we're run locally. We've got the credibility,
right,
and the leverage to be run locally because our boss knows his shit, and he's got a track record of success. And when they tanked the KJR, they brought in a corporate solution from far away that has worked before, and that's what they're doing. Did
he come from KSW years ago as well?
Who?
Kerry?
No, he came from KLOS in LA.
Oh, okay. But I knew he had been, in big scenes. I mean, he's definitely a guy who knows
he was Mark and Brian's PD.
Poop. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And then when we torpedoed this place from across the street at $99.9.
Right.
They brought Carrie in to fix this.
Nice.
So, and then our audience had kind of graduated from AOR to here.
Oh, okay.
So, we'd have big morning numbers and everybody would come here. And we started playing like, Seven Dust, or we started playing grunge derivative,
So did new metal stuff.
Yeah. The band's inspired by Alice and Pearl Jam and stuff.
Right.
That's what KSW became. And our audience was like, fuck this.
Okay.
And they came over here, so we followed them.
Interesting. It's funny how the dynamics of time work, because when you really look back at it, the Pina Colada song, man. Oh man, come on. I mean, yes, okay. So
it is genius.
The post-derivative.
It is schlock genius.
Disco stuff like Sad Eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's all terrible, and yet because I was the right age.
Oh yeah.
It just sunk into my heart forever. Right. I'll never ever not love that era of music.
Oh, dude, I can't turn off The Night Chicago Died.
Yeah, it's great.
Billy Don't Be a Hero.
Yeah,
come on,
yeah.
That's the shit.
It's awesome.
It's shaped our lives.
Yeah,
and our shitty lives.
I mean, I still, there you go. I still cry when something comes on.
Which something?
The Beatles. Something in the way.
Oh well, that's not. That can't,
I know.
That can't be in the same breath as the Pina Colada song.
I get it, but I'm trying to say that it definitely formed. Of course.
Well, there's that. Yeah,
there's me.
They say that the music of your teens is the music that most affects and shapes you, and stays with you forever.
So, are you telling me that Taco, putting on the Ritz, remember from 1982?
Sure, I remember. Was that your wheelhouse? Yeah.
Well, I mean. It wasn't my wheelhouse.
I'm not that much older than you, am I?
You're 3 years older than me.
Well, shit, I was 19 when that shit show came out.
Yeah, 82.
I'm talking about 76, 5, 7, 8.
Okay. Well, the stuff that really hit me in the gut is like What a Fool Believes, stuff like late 70s. Basically, late 70s is really when it happened for me. Kansas, Rush,
Left Overture,
Styx,
sure, Hemispheres,
and then all the post-disco stuff,
and
basically the pre-new wave stuff.
Yeah.
And then,
Clash,
right, and by the time the new wave really hit, which by then it was derivative,
right?
I was stepping away from it, and then I was listening to weird prog rock like UK and King Crimson.
Yeah.
That's really when I jumped into Crimson about 15 years later.
I'm something about the same as you then.
Yeah,
it's my personal belief that the best records ever made all came out in 1978.
Yeah, I bet you're close to that.
Have we talked about this before?
No. Well, we talked about when we talked about albums. One of our first podcasts, we talked about that era and how, for example, Left Overture was just a masterpiece. Right.
Rumors. And Some Girls.
All that big mid 70s stuff was amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Clash came out. The Police came out.
Yeah.
Elvis Costello.
Yeah.
Pretenders.
Yeah.
I love the second. I love the second British wave. I loved it, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just
everybody thought the Pretenders was a British band for the longest
time. Well, they
time.
were.
They kind of
They are.
They were, except for Chrissy.
Chrissy went to London.
You're right.
Chrissy left Ohio, escaped Ohio, and made it to London.
And then went back to Ohio.
Where'd you go?
No, so true.
Yep.
So true.
I like the English beat.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Were you a big fan of stuff like Madness? And, okay.
Yep.
See, I love that stuff.
Yep.
I mean, and it's all the hits,
love that,
all the quote unquote standard hits.
Ska. Give me some fucking horns and a British band with some guy in a.
I'd love that
some guy in a fucking what's that hat called? A fedora bouncing around in front.
Yep.
I'm into that shit.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
I mean, Our House is still one of the greatest songs.
Oh,
ever
it is
written.
totally.
It
totally
makes
is.
me happy.
I like Crowded House too. What?
My favorite song from that era though is "Come On, Eileen." I love that song.
Dexy's Midnight Runners, their one and only.
Song.
Oh my god, I love
when that
song.
comes on. There's
Come on, Eileen.
It's as loud as possible, and sometimes I even pull off on the side of the road just to listen to it.
Sure,
it just makes me happy.
Roll Johnny right.
Oh yeah. And then that na, you know what I mean? The cool harmonies. Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
What was his name? Kevin something?
No, you're thinking of Kevin Dubrow from Quiet Riot.
No, I'm not. I'm looking
Kevin Rowland.
Kevin Rowland, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
And Kevin Dubrow.
I wasn't quite. Come on, Come on, feel the noise. That's pretty good. I never got it. We met them a few times, and
What? Quite right?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard he was a maniac. Like really, like so ADD. You couldn't have a conversation with him. He was all narcissist all day long.
No, it's funny. That's not how he struck me. And we actually interviewed him in the room with us a couple times. Mm-hmm. They'd come to town and play little shows, Ballard Firehouse, wherever.
Mm-hmm. The Firehouse.
Yeah, it's a fun fucking room, man.
Yeah, no, it was.
You see a good band in the Firehouse, that place got wild.
Yeah, the Tubes.
Yeah, I love the Tubes.
Yeah.
Kevin, he never struck me as an uncontrollable narcissist. I mean, he seemed pretty professional and buttoned down the 2 times I met him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've never met him, but he reminded me of Sebastian Bach, and that he couldn't get out of his own way. It was all personality. When he
image. Yeah, that's true, and that's true.
Yeah,
and in that arena, that was such shallow music.
Yeah.
Such vacuous, image-driven music.
Yeah.
Thank you, MTV. Video really did kill the radio star.
So, Quiet Right or Twisted Sister?
Neither one.
No, but if you got to pick, I mean, who do you think is?
Oh, Quiet Right's a better band. Come on, Twisted Sister's a cartoon act.
Although
Snyder's really he's got some staying power. He's smart as shit.
He is.
For a guy who put on a wig and makeup and made fun of metal.
Did you watch the documentary?
Yeah.
Twisted Motherfucking Sister?
No, I have not. I have not.
It's awesome.
I have listened to some of his radio shows.
And it's like that whole, I put what did he say? I put panties on one leg at a time, but I'll come down there and kick your fucking ass. They just weren't going to put up with it.
That's cool.
And I love it because it was all just persona.
Yeah.
But Dee Snider was hardcore. He still is.
Yeah.
He is still hardcore. So I'm not a big fan of the band, but I always admired them for the chutzpah.
Yes, that's exactly the word I was going to go with.
Really?
Yep. Absolutely.
Chutzpah. Which makes sense with the band, since I think half of them are Jewish.
Absolutely, man.
Oh, we have nothing to talk about.
I know.
We are just walking on a conveyor belt right now.
What do you see? I don't know. What do you see? What do you think about plastic plants?
Well, last time we did a podcast, you asked me my favorite dessert. And then you said dessert you hate the most. And I said cream pie. And then I nuked you on the whole liberal comment before you could answer. So what is the dessert you dislike the most?
That's not fair.
Dislike.
That's not fair. You're not supposed to ask me my own questions. Dessert I dislike them. I don't like mint. I'm not a mint.
Really?
I'm not a mint guy.
So of any kind.
Nope. Never been a big
mints, no mint chocolate chip, none of that stuff.
Never been a big fan.
Oh, that's so sad.
I can if it's the only thing in the freezer. I'll eat it. But because
ice cream.
Ice cream. I'm not a mint guy.
Selfie.
Not a mint guy, man. Nah. Mint with a mint chocolate chip, mint cream pie, whatever. Oof. Really? Peppermint. Oof.
Oh, it's so sad.
I know. Well,
but then again, you'll probably say that about, I don't know, like licorice. A lot of people just can't stand. For example, in Japan, the idea of like black licorice it doesn't even kind of exist. To them, it tastes like Dr. Pepper, which in turn tastes like medicine. They can't wrap their head around any of that flavor, that kind of flavor.
Interesting. I like the Doctor.
Oh yeah,
I'm a big fan of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of black licorice, though.
Like root beer, things like that.
I love good root beer.
Yeah. Like a good creamy root beer that really cold on a really hot day is pretty much unbeatable.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not a root beer guy in the sense of like that's the first thing I order.
Right.
But I will always
take a nice cold root beer.
You're like, hey, Rob, you want a root beer? Like just a really frothy Dad's or something like that.
I don't like that.
I like Dad's a lot.
Dad's, okay.
But it's not my favorite. Don't get me wrong. But excuse me. A Thomas Kemper.
Thomas Kemper makes good root beer. Oh, yeah, you're a birch beer fan?
I've never had it.
Okay. It's like root beer, but a little more sarsaparilla.
Okay.
A little more sarsaparilla there, son. Sonny Jim.
You mean sarsaparilla?
Sarsaparilla.
As in sarsaparilla? I always wondered, I always wanted to be the guy. I was thinking about this the other day when speaking about sarsaparilla, and it makes me think of like rubber plants, okay? Like trees, right? And people would say there's a rubber plant or there's a maple tree, right? Mm-hmm. And who's the guy that walks over and goes, that tastes delicious, decides to lick the tree to see what's coming out of it. And, granted, one of those guys tastes it and then falls down dead 5 minutes later.
And the second guy goes, let's try the other tree.
Yeah, exactly. But I wonder, I would love like...
First guy to eat this. Who's the first guy to eat an oyster?
Right.
What the fuck?
Right. Like I want to go to heaven. The first thing I want to ask God is so can you show me like the dude that invented like like the "what's up," like a phrase, like the guy who thought the first time, say, "Que pasa?"
The origins,
yeah. I just would love to know the person who like stood back for 40 years and went, "I invented that." I love that idea.
The wheel. Yeah. Who was the first guy that figured out the wheel worked?
Yeah.
I
was reading something really fascinating a number of years ago, and I don't remember the name of the book at the moment, but it posited the idea that pre-Noah's flood, well, you know how there's lots of legends about everything from dragons, fire-breathing dragons, right? Okay. Literally the legend of a fire-breathing dragon, down to things like Ogopogo, Nessie, right? Sort of monsters in the lakes, okay? Atlantis, right? All these legends of like this old technological place that existed one day and then sank into the sea. And then I think about like the biblical flood, right? And think about the idea that what if it didn't sink into the sea as much as, the flood happened.
The seas rose up.
And the seas rose up and took it and destroyed it, right? Yeah. And killed all the dinosaurs, which would explain why crocodiles still exist because they can float around for a while, right? Because they're clearly a dinosaur, basically a living dinosaur.
Shows
right?
a shark, yeah.
Right? And then that would also explain how, if the Earth is 6,000 years old, which we both are like kind of would explain how it's possible that a large-scale swimming mammal could exist in, say, mountain lakes, right? Because the lake, it would have just dropped down in there to be stuck. It can't get out.
Sure.
And it's jamming around, right?
Well, yeah.
Until it dies.
Well,
and then of course there's no proof of it because it just died and it's back and it dissolves into bacteria. Okay.
Yeah.
So this whole point is that this book was saying, well, what about the idea of these sort of technological societies, right? We've seen off the coast of Greece and in the Black Sea, I think, or maybe in the Caspian Sea, there are clearly civilizations that were that you can see like roads and things that are now underwater, maybe by 25, 30 feet. Right. Okay. Not really deep, but just down there. It made me think, isn't that cool? What if like pre-flood, and again, this is for people who actually choose to believe the flood is a real thing, that there was technology similar to technology today, but it was just destroyed by a flood. What's to think that like everybody was a freaking caveman until, I don't know, 1880 when the light bulb was discovered? You know what I mean? There's this sort of belief that only just now are we hitting technological advances, and it's only taken 130, 140 years to completely go from a light bulb to shooting a man on the moon to carrying around,
Right. We've got more technology in our hands than NASA did to put a man on the moon.
Absolutely.
We have more capability.
So maybe it was done before. And yet, I get it. There's no proof. No, there's certainly there's no artifacts to show that there was.
Well, here's the thing: the human mind hasn't evolved that much,
right?
In 6,000 years.
Yeah,
I'll give you all 6,000.
Yeah.
The human mind, the brain, the construct of the brain hasn't evolved that much.
Yeah.
Right. So what's to say we didn't use rudimentary tools or whatever we had available to us?
Right.
I mean, the Iron Age is when things just got fucking wild, right?
Right. All I'm implying is that who's to say that
we didn't all have it all and blow it up?
All that stuff right before. It's kind of like that Family Guy joke when it shows, it says like 3,000 years ago and it shows Ireland. Yeah. Have you seen that one? Where it shows them all and they're wearing like scientific outfits and they've all got glasses on and there's rocket ships flying around and it says like Ireland 3000 BC. And it's a place where there are all these inventors.
Oh, and they invent beer.
And they invent beer. Yeah, and he goes, well, I've invented this thing with beer, and then they drink it and they all start just breaking everything.
Okay. I have seen that.
Yeah. I love that idea that's kind of where it goes, right? That what if it's possible? What if we just fell off the face of the world? We just made the wrong choices.
There's your Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
You blew it up, didn't you?
Exactly.
You bastards.
Yeah. Maybe that's really what happened, minus the apes, evolving into superhumans.
Well, why?
Have you seen the latest? I saw this, I guess yesterday. It was a National Geographic thing, which is really cool.
Yeah.
They have discovered, or whomever they are,
who they are,
they have discovered a long 3-fingered being. Have you seen this? Okay, so it's a mummy.
Oh, I have seen this.
Where it's all
alien, fossilized alien,
like this. It's all pulled in tight, and it's like it had been thrown into a volcano type stuff, right? And it has 3 fingers, 3 feet. 3 toes, and they're very, very long, like tendrils, like claws.
Yeah.
And yet humanoid, but yet very humanoid, very not human looking.
Right.
That was really surprising. And then when they x-rayed it, you can see the bone structure, which is very human. It's got the backbone. Everything about it really is human, but more humanoid.
Right.
So I just love stuff out there that makes you question everything.
Yeah. But what was it wrapped in? Skin, fur?
Well, it looks
thing,
like
right?
it looks like it was a statue. It doesn't even look real. It looks like a rock statue.
Interesting.
And yet, because of how it's, I don't know, maybe decomposed and then surrounded by clay and all this other stuff. Right. So it had definitely been carved out of something and buried in rock or buried in mud or I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I just saw the
picture,
the medical stuff that they were doing with it, where they had scanned it and they were showing the bone structure and what it was like inside that cocoon, if you will.
Right.
Very, very chilling.
But it wasn't like just a surface sculpture of solid rock inside.
No,
it
was a being, an organism of some
mummified
kind.
or preserved.
Yeah.
Petrified, I guess is a better word.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's all tough. But we all know the devil made the dinosaurs, so it's all good.
Because Jesus needed something to ride.
Well, yeah,
he was trying to win Jesus' love.
Jesus horse. That's what they call him. Jesus horse. That's where the unicorn came from.
And when
Jesus came into Nazareth on a unicorn, we all know this. It's biblical.
My daughter's got a shirt. It's got these 2 T-Rexes, and one's got glitter and around his mouth. And it says,
I'm afraid to even ask.
Did you eat the last unicorn? No.
That's great. I love shirts. I like the shirt that says "I'm big in Japan."
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite shirts. I love subversive, slightly dirty shirts.
I saw one that said IPA, right?
Yeah.
And the bottom it said "lot when I drink."
That's good.
I'm a sucker for a funny shirt.
Yeah,
I am. I have too many shirts, and I'm tempted. I'll go through the motions online when I see something stupid, and I like it and I want it, and I'll put my card in, and I'll do the whole 9 and address and everything, and then just hit delete.
Yeah.
And not buy it.
Yeah, because you want it so bad, and you figure if you can just go through the whole process, that something in you will say, it's only $15.
Right. But then with tax and shipping, it's more like $45.
No, it's insane.
For a fucking t-shirt.
That happens to me too. I see something I really like, I go through the whole process, and then I get the "Are you sure?" submit button. Then I look over to the side and go, it's $9 to ship and $14 for tax. You're high.
I know, right? Exactly.
And so I just the semantics of it. Just
bail.
Just no.
Now,
way.
if you just close the web, I've just entered all my information.
Yes.
And all I do is close
and
the
then
website.
They spam you.
All I do is close the website, and I think it's gone forever. Yeah. God, I'm dumb.
Well, they spam you because then they're like, "We see you didn't close your transaction with."
Are you still considering the blah blah blah?
Yeah,
T-shirt. Dude, I know how that works. I sell that now. It sucks.
I used to.
It's funny. I've used that though. I've closed business with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to a customer, and he's a broadcast customer, and I said, well, we can do all this blah blah blah. You see, when you're how do they know what I'm looking at? And then I see the ad 5 days later. I said, I can tell you exactly how they know. And let's use it. Let's make sure that all your customers know. Let's put your ad in front of them 5 days later.
Right.
Let's put your ad in front of them on Tuesday when they hate their job.
Yeah.
Because that's the day people hate their job the most.
Yeah.
Is Tuesday. Because Monday sucks and Tuesday ain't no better. And they start looking for a better job on Tuesday.
Oh, that's interesting.
So let's take a look at who's in your field, and you want to hire them and you want to recruit them. So let's send them your ad that says better pay, better benefits.
Interesting.
Let's send it to them on Tuesday. Let's gather all their information. And on Tuesday, when they're pissed off, we'll send them the shit. We'll send it to them right when they're driving into work in the morning when their commute sucks. We'll put it in their pocket.
Nice.
At 7:30 Tuesday morning, and there's your ad. And people are like, holy shit. It's like, yeah, it's real Big Brother.
Yeah, it's crazy what you can track with. I was I took on a new role with a company here this week. Monday was my first day, and very exciting. I'm really, really stoked. It's great. It's a really great thing for me.
There's a feeling you get when you cleaned a bathroom well. Yeah.
There's a moment when you're like, glad that feces isn't mine.
I didn't eat that. So you had a new job.
No,
I'm sorry.
but I took a role with a coaching firm in Bellevue, which is great. Like business coaching, life coaching, planning, etc. It's great. I'm having a really great time, and I'm surrounded by all these really amazing, positive thinkers. I mean, they're all just studs. It's really, really cool. And I have no idea where I was going with this before you distracted me with the poop.
T-shirts. T-shirts.
No, it's not T-shirts.
You didn't buy that.
But
let's go back.
I took on this role, and it was really, really. It's really, really difficult in the sense that it's all new for me. It's all stuff I can do. I'm capable of all of it, but it's learning a whole bunch of new things, learning new technology, learning new everything new. And I end up calling this company, it's called Conveyor. This is not the company I work with, but this company that I'm using their software. And it basically is a software you create advertising campaigns and send it to people's cell phones. It's bitchin'. I mean, it's really, really cool. And the guy, the owner of the company, is walking me through the software on, over the phone. Mm-hmm. And he goes, let's bring up your information here. And all I had done is logged in, with an existing email. I hadn't created a new one, just an older email. And dude, I was thinking like, while I'm on the phone with him, I'm jamming along. I'm listening, but I'm actually jamming through stuff I want to fix right now, like my profile, right? I want to get my profile edited. And so I jump into my profile and I upload a photo, or I'm getting ready to upload a photo, excuse me. And I look at the profile and there's a photo of me already in there. And this is the first time I've been on it. And I look at the photo and it's like a photo from 3 years ago. And then I look at all the information and it's all my Twitter or everything. I mean, everything that I've probably ever put online in the social media context. And of course, what it's done is it's pulled in my email that I've used for all those registrations, and it's then aligned itself with all of the other things. But it had insane amount of detail. And I was just like, holy crap. I mean, you think about what you allow, right? When you sign in with Facebook, I mean, most people don't know this. They get over 50 parameters on you that are exclusive to you that you're giving that company. So every time, because Facebook already has all the data, and just like Google, Facebook is selling that data to all these other places. Yeah. So if you say you want to log in with a new system and a new company and it allows you to log in with Facebook, you're just giving that company all the existing data. And you could say, well, it's no big deal. It's it's already out there. And the answer is, yeah, it is. But you still just gave a shitload of your, I mean, outside of your penis size, they pretty much have everything. And they might even have,
you're funny and cute.
Yeah. That would have been great, actually.
Did I
like,
you? Whoa, thank you. Oh, look at you. You're an 8-star member.
Yes.
Did you, no pun intended. Did I tell you about the, when I get in my car, it says, 38 minutes to home if you take this route.
Yes, it's so scary. Yeah.
But on Wednesdays, it says something different?
Yeah, because it knows where you're going.
Because it knows where I'm going on Wednesdays, I go somewhere different?
Yeah, you are predictable.
I'm like, wow.
You are easily murderable.
No shit. That's the thing, You're going to be at the intersection of blah, blah, and blah, blah. It's 458, and boy, you're in. I wouldn't go if I were you.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go if I were you.
You should go up 202 this time.
Yeah. It's beautiful this time of year. I see you haven't had your brakes fixed in over a year and a half.
It knows.
Yeah, shit.
It's really something, man.
Oh, yeah. All this came from a joke, a fart joke, a poop joke, a T-shirt joke. I almost bought a T-shirt that said, only you can prevent forest fires. Right? Smokey Bears on it.
Right.
The top says, only you can prevent forest fires. No, seriously. They cut our fucking budget. It's all up to you now.
I like that.
I love that shirt, man.
I
almost bought it. And I entered everything. I'm like, nah, I just can't bring myself to $35 by the time it's all done for a t-shirt I'll wear once and think and a year won't be funny.
I used to wear really, really purposefully offensive shirts when I would play drums on stage.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd go play at the Central or something. And I have a shirt that says, "I'd rather be masturbating."
Yeah.
You know? And the truth is
you would.
I would feel guilty about wearing it. Like, what if it'd be like we're walking into an adult store,
right,
if you will, adult bookstore, excuse me. Got to say it right. And you're like, hey, pastor, what's going on? For both of you,
Father Bob.
That would be a tough moment for both of you.
You hear recruiting?
Right? Yeah.
Okay, you are. Sure you are. Sure you are.
So
you got to go where the sinners are. I know the game.
So wearing that shirt was probably the last time I actually wore a dirty shirt. And in fact, when I was on stage that night, my singer made a very big point of it. He goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, on the drums, Rob, he'd rather be masturbating." And I was like, shit, I'm never wearing this stupid shirt again. I'm sorry, Mom.
I have a shirt at home that says, "Fuck you, I have enough friends."
Nice.
And I've got a picture of me wearing that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's troubling.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Facebook and the like. I mean, there is obviously clearly so much social media, and there's so many ways to be seen. And when you are a public figure like yourself, I'm on the fringes of that sort of thing, partially out of friendship with you and a few others, is certainly local who have some cachet. People notice and they go like, okay, I don't know if I actually think that's a good idea, Rob.
I know, right?
I mean, it really does sort of.
You got to weigh everything.
Yeah.
You got a million judges.
Yep. You have to be willing to accept the fact that you maybe made a bad choice today.
Maybe,
and not just today, but every day.
Every day again today.
Yeah.
Another day of bad choice.
Yeah.
For you. How good for you.
Yeah. Oh man, this is weird. This is the weirdest 45 minutes of our lives.
We have no direction.
With no direction.
What do you think of No Direction? Is that a good band?
Is that a band? No, One Direction.
One Direction. Yeah.
No Direction.
I think No Direction's a funnier band.
I was listening to
There's something from the reggae genre.
I was listening to a podcast when I was working out yesterday with Joey McIntyre from New Kids on the Block, and he's fascinating. He's talking with Jay Moore. Jay Moore has to be the fastest, smartest comedian I've ever heard.
Yeah.
When you just listen to him talk, he is so quick-witted and so deep. Like the depth of skill set and that wit is just mind-blowing. You don't necessarily have to appreciate him or like him as an actor or as even as a comedian. But geez, man, you listen to that podcast, you're like, holy crap. That is a very, very bright man. Like, I have no hope of ever catching up. Ever. Like, there's not enough toothpaste in the world to save me.
I love him.
So let's keep this short today, and we'll get back on the dole soon. But do you have how we had the dessert question?
Yeah.
So let's end on an oddball question that you create.
Right.
I'm gonna put it on you because I don't have one.
Strange place you ever had sex? Or was that too pedestrian?
Too pedestrian. I just feel sorry for my mom who has to hear the answers.
So it wasn't in a church. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
It's not in a church.
That reminds me of that Sam Kinison joke, which I cannot share.
No.
Because it's so dark.
No.
But it's so funny. Well, you have to answer it first, and then I'll answer it.
What?
The weirdest place you've ever had sex.
Oh, no.
Because I'll say, I'll do it, but I'm not doing it unless you do it first.
On the Lincoln Memorial.
What? Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so messed up.
I mean, not in its lap, but yeah.
Like you climbed up on the Lincoln Memorial, like hid behind his head or something?
Not on Lincoln. But in the building.
Oh, in the building?
Yeah, on the building. Somewhere on the building.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't want to share.